Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to my 2022 predictions. If you haven't seen this video that I like to do every year for funsies before, then this is what we're doing. Today I'm talking you through 10 products that I am confident, not even quietly confident, I'm loudly confident that we will see these products in 2022. These are my best guesses of what I think brands are going to be coming out with in the next year, and a lot of it I'm excited for. A lot of this is wishful thinking. Put it that way. So first up, one of my favorite brands from 2021. I mean, one of my favorite brands for a while, but really solidified her status in my life and on my dressing table this year was Lisa Eldridge. And what I think we're going to see from Lisa in 2022, I think we're going to see a lot from Lisa Eldridge in 2022, but I'm quietly confident that we're going to see a primer. That's what I feel like is coming. It's around the corner. I'm really expecting to see a primer from Lisa Eldridge in 2022. And I just think because one, I think Lisa has like the most stunning skin, and I feel like the way she does her skin and her skin prep is just stunning. And I think it's something that is like her staple. Her skin on her models and on herself is just always flawless. So I'm really expecting to see that. We've obviously got a liquid highlight from her. We've now got her foundation. I feel like it's a very natural step to have a primer from the brand, and I'm really hoping we see that very soon because I think it is going to be amazing. The next brand I want to talk about is Pat McGrath, and a product that I think we will see from Pat McGrath in 2022 is bronzers. I mean, think about it. We've got literally every single other item from that brand. The only thing left, as far as I can think of, is bronzers. We've got primer, foundation, concealer, powder, blush, highlights. You know, 2021 was the year of Pat bringing out the cheek products. She hit us with lots of different highlights, with blushes coming out of our ears. We still don't have bronzers. That has got to be the next launch or the next new product, I feel. It's the one gap in that brand's entire range. It's got to be this year, hasn't it? And you just know that is going to be like the best bronzer range we've ever seen in our lives. I think there'll be 6 shades. I think they'll go from fair to very deep. I think it'll be phenomenal and I'm here for it. Next up, this is definitely a bit of wishful thinking and a bit of me like hearing things on the grapevine, and this is a Natasha Denona larger size retro palette. I'm sure I've heard whisperings about this and seen little comments here and there. We obviously had mini retro was launched first, and then this year we had midi retro, which lots of people were disappointed by. Where are the greens that we saw in the mini? I feel like she's saving those up for the Big Daddy palette. I feel like that's coming in 2022. I think we're going to see a Bieber-sized retro palette. Oh my days. Just the thought of that makes my heart happy. Imagine it. The next brand I want to talk about is Charlotte Tilbury. Now, Charlotte Tilbury as a brand, they have a habit of going back to products in their range that they already have and improving them. I feel like they spend a lot of time kind of gazumping themselves, going back and looking at their line and thinking, where are our weak spots? And then kind of reformulating or bringing out a new version, a new improved version. They did it when they kind of released their Airbrush Flawless foundation, which was almost in place of the Magic foundation, not one of their best products. They brought out kind of a newer, bigger, better foundation that was along the same lines of that one. Now they seem to be doing it with their Light Wonder, where they're bringing out their new beautiful skin foundation. It's kind of one-upping themselves. They did it with their brow products. They did it with their mascara. What I think is next on their list, another product that I feel in the Charlotte Tilbury kind of range of products, is a little behind. It's not a huge big bestseller for them. It's not a product a lot of people rave about, and it is a very important one, and that's concealer. This year I 100% can see Charlotte Tilbury coming out with a new, improved, better concealer. Next up, one that is definitely a little bit of hopeful thinking, not necessarily wishful, because I feel like this ship has kind of sailed for me a little bit with this brand, but one that I'm kind of hopeful for them, and that's an amazing palette from ABH. When was the last time we saw one of their staple palettes? I'm thinking Soft Glam, I'm thinking Norvina, I'm thinking Sultry. When did we see a palette in that format that absolutely went in? I am really thinking that they're going to come back with a bang. They've definitely a brand who's lost their way. They're definitely a brand that's kind of lost the hype that they had a couple of years ago, and I think they want it back. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the year where we see that hype come back for that brand. I think if they have any sense, they're going to come out with like the best looking 14-pan palette they've ever produced, and I'm excited to see it. I think maybe it will be along the lines of like Bieber, something like that maybe, but like ABH style. That I kind of would like to see. But it needs to be quick, and it needs to be a belter, because if they release another kind of lackluster kind of product, I feel like we're going to forget about them. Next up, another one I'm really confident about, and that's Wayne Goss. I think this year from Wayne, we're going to see foundation and concealer. I kind of would expect from Wayne to come out with something like RCMA style, maybe a pro palette of different shades of maybe a cream foundation. That's what I really expect to see from Wayne. I know he's working on foundations. I'm sure I've heard things, I've heard and seen little hints from him, and I think it was probably something that maybe got delayed. Maybe it should have been out in 2021, but for whatever reason it kind of got pushed back. That's what I feel. I feel like that's coming. I feel like it's coming very soon. We know he's been pushing out products. He's been adding to his range. He's got a lot going on now. He's got bronzers, blushes, highlights, mascara, eyeshadows, lips, all of the lips. We're getting base products next. You heard it here first. Well, you probably didn't hear it here first. You heard it here maybe 4th or 5th? 6th? Next up, let's talk about Victoria Beckham Beauty, another brand that are just quietly adding to their offering. You know, started off again. What did they start off with? I think it was their primer, their first product, and then they went to lips. Bronzers came out last year. They've kind of been adding, they added their cream stick blushes. Do you know what's really a glaringly obvious hole in Victoria Beckham Beauty at the moment? And for me, it's highlight. And 100%, again, I'm loudly confident about this one. We're going to see highlight from Victoria Beckham. What I expect to see from that brand is something along the lines of the Lisa Eldridge highlight. That's what I would expect from that brand. Something in a glass bottle with a doe foot that's a liquid or a cream highlight. Obviously, Victoria loves the cream stick blushes. I'm kind of expecting that to be the formula, and I think it will be a lit from within, a soft glowing glass skin type of highlight. That's what I think we're going to see from Victoria Beckham Beauty next. Going back to Lisa Eldridge, another product I think we'll see from her brand. I think she's going to come out with multiple launches this year. She's really on a roll now. It used to be that she had a spring lipstick launch and she had a winter and autumn lipstick launch, and that was it. This year she gave us blush, she gave us highlight, she gave us foundation, which was a big surprise for me. She gave us eyeshadows and more lip products coming out our ears. This was a big year for that brand. Next year, I think, as I've already said, we're going to have primer, and to complete the base set, I'm very, very confident we're going to see concealer as well. I mean, she's nailed her foundation. She's smashed it out of the park with undertones and shades. So I really think concealers are right around the corner for that brand. It's a natural next step, I feel like, to fill in those gaps. Next, we need concealer and we need primer. Another brand that I'm super confident are going to bring out a concealer this next year is Huda Beauty. Now, obviously they do have a concealer in their range, but over the last year, Huda Beauty and Huda herself have been going more and more natural. Their first launches were like the most insane coverage, like the fullest of the fullest matte coverage, that full-on Instagram makeup aesthetic. That's kind of where Huda started. And the same thing with that concealer. It was the fullest coverage, the heaviest concealer going. And now she's bringing out, you know, these more light coverage, these glowish launches that she's been going down that road of not using filters and not airbrushing and not using Facetune in her photos, looking at more natural skin and products. And the next obvious step in that kind of journey for me is a concealer. I think she's going to bring out a light medium coverage natural finish concealer. I feel like that would just complete the whole glowish transition. They've got a tinted moisturizer, they've got more natural cheek products and powders and things like that. I think concealer is next on the list. And last but not least, this is definitely not one I'm confident about at all. I'd actually be absolutely flabbergasted if this one came out, but I want to include it because I want to manifest it. I really want to put this out there into the atmosphere and the just hope and prayer that this might actually happen, because picture this. Close your eyes if you need to. Pat McGrath Neutrals palette. A Neutrals mothership. Don't scream. Shh. Don't. Stay calm. Picture a mothership palette. Think like Bieber, but Pat McGrath, okay? We're talking 3 or 4 matte transition shades of varying depths. We're talking brown champagne, we're talking no golds, we're talking an all neutral, crazy over the top shimmer, stunning. We're talking like soft glam, but Pat McGrath when she's had 10 Red Bulls. Picture that, if you can. Probably not, but that's what I'm dreaming of. I'm dreaming of an all neutral mothership. My favourite colours from all my Pat McGrath motherships are those neutrals that she kind of sprinkles here and there. I want more of it. I want a whole palette of it that works stunningly together, that gives me 4 or 5 stunning every day, but every day, like every day kind of looks. Do you know what I mean? So there you have it. Those are my predictions for what we're going to be seeing in the next year and what I'm hoping we're going to see in the next year. Please let me know your guesses, your predictions, anything you've heard on the rumour mill. Do you agree with mine? Would you like to see any of these products? Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.